Okay, hello everybody, welcome back to another Shakuhachi video. Today we're going to be going over Sanda no Shirabe and basically how to work with the metronomes. This has been another thing that's been has been asked of me a lot is, how do I work with the metronome and, how do I, be able to play with a koto player better? Sometimes I have a hard time maintaining a consistent tempo, or, zureteru, we all become offset from each other. How do I fix that? So the first thing that I would just recommend is that you download this. It's Pro Metronome. It's the app that I use for doing all of my practice and stuff. So I use this, and it's I think there's a free version and then there's the paid version. I have the paid version. It's wonderful. It has lots of really nice subdivisions and stuff, but we don't need that for today's lesson. But anyways, so let's go ahead and get started with this. So the first thing here that we're going to see at the top of the score is that 2/4 time. So we can put the metronome in 2/4, and I'll kind of explain how that works as well. So this would be 2/4, and I'm going to set it up at the 72 mark. 1 2 1 2 1 2. So now what this is showing us, like this click that's happening right now in the background, right? You'll hear a high pitch and a low pitch. The high pitch is the downbeat. It's the first little mark that comes on to the right below this ray. Okay, so that the first circle underneath the ray is that first click. The second circle under the ray is the second click, right? And then if we look at the next measure here, it has the ray and then sumeri there. That first ray will be the first click, and then the sumeri will be the second click there. Okay, so just let's look at that first. All right, so we have right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. I'm just thinking of this kind of clicking back and forth. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Tsure, ne, tsu. Okay. Tsure, ne, tsu. Right, that's how this opening part works here for the first two measures. So I'm following along with this click that's giving me all of the right beats of the score. So tsure, right, right, right. Then when I was saying before, right, left, right, left. So in between these, there's a left beat. So I have left, 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 right? So now I get right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. And that's how we're going to be using the metronome and playing along with the score. All right, so if I just look at this next little measure here where we have the roll, you'll see that the roll has a circle and then a little line after it. So that means that there's going to be 3 of these miniature beats, or 1.5 of the main beats, right? So you have right, left, roll, 2, 3, re-roll. Roll, 2, 3, dee-do. Roll, dee-do. So when we look at this now, the first 3 measures, or we'll look at the first 4 measures, this is working along with the metronome here. 2, 1, 2. Tsure, de, tsu, do, dee, do. Right? Then this second, the last row here has 2 of those circles next to it, so it means that we're going to hold it for the right, left, or the 2 of the metronome clicks, full metronome clicks. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take this as well, and we're going to put this again at the opening. And one thing that's really helpful that I would recommend that you do is either do the tapping, like the right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Tsure, de, tsu, do, di, do. De, de, tsu, do, di, do, de, di, do. That's going to really help you internalize the rhythm. Right? You can do it on your legs like this. That's how they kind of do it traditionally in Japan. Or you can kind of do it on your chest while singing. But that's going to be really helpful for working along with the metronome. Now, let's say that you really can't internalize that right, left, and you need to do that. Well, on the metronome, you can actually take this and give ourselves the 8th notes. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Then we can play along with that. And so then we can get ourselves a little bit more situated with the, the metronome. You want to try to use the metronome as in many ways as you possibly can. So for example, using that setup I just did right now, where we have the eighth note level, we have the quarter note level, which would just be translating that into the Japanese terminology. We have the mae beat and we have the ura beat, right? So we have the right beat and the left beat. And then we have, as well, we can also just use the right beat, right? So you have the tsure, re, tsuro. And then also another thing we can do is we can go by measure, right? So we can take it back down to here and we'll put it at, it'd be 36. We have right, 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 right. Tsure, re, re, tsuro, ri, ro. Da, da, ya, da, 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 ya, da, da. So if you want to feel it like that too, that will help internalize the subdivisions, right? So the subdivisions are the smaller note values. So you can subdivide this bar into 2, 4, or 8. You can even go down to 16 if you want, but it would be a little bit silly to do so. But that's the basic way of working with the metronome, is that you want to just try to visualize what's on the score, those right and those left beats, and then match it with the click. So again, kind of going back up to our tempo of 72, which is written in the score here, we can then take a look at this first page all together. 3, 4. Actually, let's do the 1 and 2. Sorry, I want to add the second beat in there. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, and that is how you play along with the metronome. At first, it's going to be really tough. No one likes to start playing with the metronome. Even when I taught strings and I taught younger kids how to play Western classical music, getting out the metronome and working with it is always really painful. It's very hard to get comfortable with it. But once that process happens and once you start to learn that your metronome is your best friend, then it's much easier to go on into the piece and other pieces and utilize it as a tool to help you get played, to play all your stuff better. So one other thing though I would say is that you don't want to become so married to it that you can only play when you have it with you. So make sure that you're going on and off with it, because it can also be really stressful to constantly having this click going on while you're playing. Maybe use it for 10 minutes and then 10 minutes off, 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off. All right, I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you guys next time for another video. And if you're interested in more lessons like this, go ahead and check out the membership and go ahead and join us on the Discord as well.